Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors, your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad you're here this Friday morning getting ready for a big weekend. But first, let's start with our weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center. It's going to be high today, 76, low 52, Chamber of Commerce weather. We're looking at a water temperature of 67, but I predict it's going to go up this weekend about 1 more degrees because it's been a good week. It's really been nice. All right, let's look at our river readings brought to us by Watson's Landing Marina and Dry Storage, Apalachicola, Bluntstown. It is finally going down. It's going to drop out pretty fast, too. This morning's reading 18.6, and it's dropping on out. And the Choctaw at Caryville is at a 12.4. It's dropping, but not quite as drastically. It has more of a natural drop there. But the river's falling, so it'll be a good time to get some catfishing going on. All right, the tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn Funeral Home and Cemetery. We're in some, again, this is Friday, April the 8th, and we're looking at a little bit of that afternoon tide. Right after lunch, it's going to be dropping off really strong. We have a high tide at 11:10, okay, but right after that, now it's going to be dropping, and it'll be a low tide at 8:22. So again, I mentioned this Wednesday on the show. If you get a chance to fish some falling tide and like to do that, to fish out at the jetties or drop and get some of those channels, and we're talking about that during the fishing forecast. Excellent afternoon to do that. So keep that in mind. Tomorrow, Saturday's tide is going to have. Look at Saturday's tides now. You're really going to be coming in some high tide coming in before noon. So it's going to be get some really good fishing with the tide this weekend. Let's go and do our fishing game forecast brought to us by Mark Coward of Counts Realty. We're looking at 1:32 a.m. to 3:32. And then this evening, after lunch, that's the time I tell you, 2:01 to 4:01. A lot of good things going on there. So, again, wind has a factor on it and different things. But in nature now, these feeding periods and they sort of coincide with what the moon's doing and how the water's moving around. So it all ties together. All right, let's take our break and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Glad you're with us this morning. Hope you get ready to do a good outdoor weekend with your friends and your family, and it's going to be a good weekend, I can promise you. Let's take a look. Got a couple of pictures. Some of these are funny. I just stick them in there because sometimes I had personal experiences I can identify with them. Check out this one right here. Honey, get the dumplings ready. That's fresh poured concrete, and that chicken don't know. That rooster's going to get, he's walking on his last concrete there. But I put this in, I was telling Jeff, that happened to me a long time ago. I had one of my little Labrador puppies and drove over to a friend's house with my puppy in the truck, and I just wanted him to see my puppy. And my doggone puppy just jumped out there. The first thing he did, ran on that fresh poured concrete. I felt so bad about it. I never will forget it. I tried to help out and all, but I wasn't a concrete finisher. But I saw that. Honey, get the dumplings ready. Couple of pictures. Merle Haggard. We went, Gail and I, this was over in Fort Walton Beach Fairgrounds in April of 1993. Gail used to take a lot of concert pictures, and she was able to take some really quality stuff. All right, let's get some bass fishing. And Merle Haggard was a real deal in country music. I really loved his music. Jason Shingler, bass fishing has been really good. We're going to talk about it during our fishing report. Captain Jason Shingler, good there. Now, Wednesday afternoon, this is out in front of my house. It was just so fascinating. I was watching the tide come in. That's a tide line, and it was fascinating. It was curving. If I was taller or had a higher shot of it, you could understand it better. But we had a really good, strong wind coming in. The wind was blowing in, and this tide line was pushing through. And this is a lot of times. I say a lot of times. Really and truly, it's not that many times unless you have really strong. We had all this fresh water coming from the dam, which had been to the left, and then this salt water pushing in. It was just a beautiful picture of a tide line coming in. Just good choppy afternoon and a good day there. Okay, we got a boat for sale. I'm going to show you the pictures of the boat first, okay, and then I'm going to give you the details on it. This is a good-looking boat. It's a 20-foot angler. Okay, let me give you the details on it right here now. Okay. This is a 20-foot angler. It's got a 150-horse Mercury, aluminum I-beam trailer, GPS sounder, all equipment, everything on it. Price is $16,900, and that's a good price for a quality boat like that. 2004 Angler, 20-footer. And contact Noel Stafford And her phone number, you can text her at the same area code, 819-5953, Noel Stafford, or you can email her there, staffordcj54 at gmail.com, okay? If you have any questions, if you didn't get it, miss it, we'll go back with it and give it back to you. Just give me a call. All right, now Thursday, April 14th, this next Thursday night at the, we've been there before and we're going there again. This is Northside Baptist. This is their little wild game cookout ministry they have. They're going to do a Ragin' Cajun night at the annex right down, it's on 756 Airport Road, right around the corner from us. The speaker is Hung Kyle. He's a commanding officer of the Naval Diving and Salvage Training Center, and live music, some bluegrass music, and you can get tickets for $10. And I love going, we've talked about it before, I love going to these get-togethers, a lot of great fellowship, a lot of great food, and always a great speaker. It's just fun seeing all of y'all. So it'll be a big crowd there. Scott Parker and all those guys will be there, and really looking forward to it. Okay, remember when I had my student of the month on last month, a little English girl, Emily. Okay, this is Emily here. She and her boyfriend went to 3 different ponds and caught 3 different bass. Look at that big old smile. And Emily Wingrove. Okay, look at that. 3 different bass at 3 different ponds. Of course, she released them, but she was just tickled to catch 3 different bass. But I just got a kick out of it. All right, we're going to end on this one. I love this one. All right, the code for the day. Be decisive. Right or wrong, make a decision. The road of life is paved with flat squirrels who couldn't make a decision. And we know what we're talking about there, because it is so, we've all had that going down the road and that squirrel runs out there, stops and goes the other way, stops and goes the other way, and you can't do anything. You just all of a sudden hear it thump, and you know he made a wrong decision. There's nothing we did intentional, but that's it. You know, be decisive, make a decision, go with it. Okay. Now a couple of points here. Sturgeons. This time of year now, the sturgeons are making their way back in the river system. They're sort of migrating, doing reverse migration, to come back in the rivers from out in the Gulf. So they're going to start jumping soon, and some will start jumping real soon. So just be aware of that. You know, we've had injuries and fatalities here on the Choctawhatchee River, on the Swanee River. That's the 2 main rivers. So the FWC the biologists saying they're coming back in the rivers now. So be aware of that. Got a quick email here. You might can help me out on it, because I didn't know the answer from Bill Barfield. Is there something bad about the McKenzie boat ramp? Okay, this is in Southport. Is it a bad place with a truck trailer while fishing, or is it a short ramp, a deep drop off? He said, I've been there and I went by the Bailey Bridge and it was packed, but I went by the McKenzie and nobody was there. So he said, I went by there Sunday, I've never used that launch and there was nobody there. So if there's something, I haven't launched at McKenzie boat ramp in a while, so if some of y'all have had some, if there's a hole in there or whatever, let us know, and we'll certainly tell people about it. So I told Bill I didn't know, and I may get to check it out pretty soon though, but if you know anything on McKenzie boat ramp, let us know, okay? Also, it's a good time. We're getting people still, and you can do this any time of year, add your name to the pickle jar. I think we sort of, when we had the, showed all the prizes they'll be giving away. Corey Godwin, Defuniak Springs, okay. Jimmy Fields, Bluntstown, okay. And Mike Heppenstall and Tammy Heppenstall here in Panama City, or Lynn Haven. So Lynn Haven, Bluntstown, and Defuniak, all right. And we'll be drawing on next segment, I think, when we get back from this break right here. We'll be right back. Okay, I got one more picture I want to show you. Now, this is a text message. Got in last night to get a chance to switch it over to my iPad, but we can still show it like this. This is a nice red. I'm going to sort of blow it up a little bit if I can. Let's see. Look at here. That is a nice redfish. This is over in South Walton. Look at that. Nice redfish. And, okay, this is one of my viewers over there. I'm going to let you sort of read it with me. Hey, Winston, this is a redfish I caught in the surf at Dune Island Beach on Wednesday. It measured 40 inches. Also caught 2 nice pompano. The only sand fleas I've seen this spring are a few babies. I've heard the red tide last year was hard on them. Have you heard any reports of adult sand fleas about? I really enjoy your show. Jeff Bryan, Santa Rosa Beach. That's a good point on if red tide had an effect on it. It might be a little bit early. We'll check on that. Y'all let me know if you're out there finding some sand fleas. I'm going to start digging around for them pretty soon. So that's a good afternoon fishing over there in South Walton. Good job there. Appreciate you sending that text to me. Y'all keep us going and let us know what all is going on. Okay, now, as far as, your fishing and all. Now, I also want to talk about, on Monday's show, and I'm going to have Ken Paramore. He's going to talk about turkey hunting. I'm going to get him out of the woods for one day. He's been turkey hunting all along, and it's going to be a good show on turkey hunting on Wednesday. Now, let's go to, I'm going to set up this video. This video is special to me. And I try to balance between the fishing and hunting, and hunters on the show and fishermen on the show, but every now and then I run across what I call a human interest story. And this is a fascinating story to me, and it's one of my students. And this time of year is prom season all around America, and especially here in the Florida Panhandle. Some schools have already had their proms. Moses' prom is tomorrow night, and I will be going to my last prom and taking my youngest granddaughter. The last 4 years I've taken each one of my granddaughters. It'll be my last prom I ever go to. Last prom I ever plan on going to, and I enjoy it. The kids are just wonderful. I enjoy all that. So anyway, but one of my students, a young man in my class, he and his girlfriend are going, but this interview is with them. And the biggest thing now, the latest thing is over the last couple of years is a prom proposal. They call it promposal. And it's fascinating. They try to get a cute idea of how to ask their date to the prom, and all kind of creative things, and it's really, really cute, and it really brings out a lot of good things in the kids. But this couple here, they're special to me. They face some really physical challenges in their young 18 years of life, and it sort of touched my heart. I just want to share, this has nothing to do with outdoors. It has something to do with some kids taking outdoors, and with kids overcoming some obstacles that most of us never have to go through. And yet, I want you to look at a big old smile on their face. And it also talks about how he proposed to her, but it goes back to her illness that ties it in. So I hope you enjoy this. Like I say, we're going to come back and get back into the outdoor stuff after the video. We're going to come back into our famous Friday fishing forecast. We're going to draw for a gift certificate and red snapper too. But I want you to watch this little 4-minute video. I think you'll like this.
Hi, I'm Scott Fester. I am a senior here at Crawford Mosley High School, and this is Macy Sullivan. We've been dating for a year, almost a year, 11 months. And I asked her to prom this year, so it was pretty exciting.
Okay, before we get to the prom, we're going to talk about how you did it, which is really cool. But tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, I'm Scott. I am a senior this year. I am 18 years old. I have type 1 diabetes since I was 14. I was diagnosed 15. I'll say 15.
Okay.
And I've done great. I'm still here. I'm alive and kicking and smiling every day.
That's the big thing about it. I have in class every day. Always this big smile. I never would have guessed they had type 1, but and it's become close to me because of my family that has the type 1 experience. Okay.
Yep. I have to do my sugars 4 times a day before I eat, and before I go to bed. I have to take insulin. I have to take shots in my stomach. Just monitor my levels of my sugars. Usually they're okay, but every once in a while Chick-fil-A is good, and you gotta splurge, so a little highs there.
So. Very, very good. All right, tell us a little bit about you.
Hi, I'm Macy Sullivan. I'm a senior this year at Mosley High School. I have psoriatic arthritis and a rare autoimmune and bone disease called chronic recurrent multifocal osteomyelitis, and I've been sick for almost 13 years now, and I've had 30 surgeries, countless hospitalizations, hospital trips, just basically since I can remember.
And you're still smiling, and you're excited.
Sometimes.
Okay. And what I wanted to know is, now when you decided to had the prom and all, tell us about inviting her to prom and the background, because I thought this was the coolest story I've heard about all the prom experiences.
Okay, I'm going to let her explain the spoon theory. She has a theory about spoons, and
it's not my theory. It's a theory for anyone with chronic illnesses or autoimmune diseases, which I have both. It is each spoon is an amount of energy, and every activity takes a certain amount of energy. So say you have 12 spoons for the day. You have 1 spoon to get up and get dressed and take a shower and go to school. And sometimes it may take 1 spoon, sometimes it may take 4. And so some days you have enough spoons just to get to school and go home and sleep until the next day, or you have spoons to go out and have fun and go to a football game or whatever else you might want to do.
Okay, so you knew the story about the spoons and all, and it makes a lot of sense too. It really does.
Yeah, she told me it. So.
Okay, so how did you decide to propose to her
For
to prom?
her promposal, I thought of the spoon theory, which she told me a couple months ago. And how I asked her was, you think you can save enough spoons to dance with me to prom? Which means like you can save enough energy to dance with me to prom. So that's what I did. I made a sign and I did it in IHOP during breakfast hours, and everyone was staring at us, which was great. I had spoons in my pocket. I had spoons on. I had a hat. With
Oh, you
spoons on.
did?
I had a hat on.
Okay.
I had spoons everywhere.
Show us how'd you do it now?
All right, this is her sign.
You think you could save enough spoons to that is great to the prom. Out of all the ones I've seen, I think this is a special one and just very, very good. Are y'all excited about it?
Yes, we are.
All right. Well, I'm very, very blessed to just be around y'all. Tell me this about your faith and all. How's your faith been through all these trials and tribulations?
It's definitely just made my faith stronger, every surgery. And God has been such a constant in my life, and just be able to help me any way He can.
Can't say it any better.
Oh yeah. And every day is a new day, so we don't know what He's going to do, what He's going to put in front of us. So we just keep smiling, going.
Okay, welcome to the famous Friday fishing forecast. Hope you enjoyed that previous video, and it sort of touches my heart. I know it touches some of you folks' hearts too. So we'll press on, keep those folks in your prayers. Okay, now let's do our drawing for the $20 gift certificate, and the winner of the $20 gift certificate is going to be Carol Harris. Carol Harris. All right, and the winner, the Big Red Snapper, is going to be Candy McAreath from Panama City Beach. So that's the two right there, and we're going to sit this down our way, and we're going to get started on our report. Okay, let's start over in Choctawhatchee Bay. All our bay systems, with exception of St. Joe Bay, they're all muddy, and Choctawhatchee Bay is no exception. Getting the report over there is just all the freshwater runoff is, and it happens this time of year when you get all this rain. So the freshwater has gotten a little sort of muddy over there, but they're all catching some sheephead. And also the bridges, okay, the bridges are holding some white trout over there, but it's been sporadic. The best report has been sporadic over there in Choctawhatchee Bay. But the surf fishing, you just saw the picture earlier a few minutes ago, surf fishing in South Walton has been strong. If you can find a place to fish, I recommend you go early, but there's some really pretty beaches to fish on. So, okay, let's skip St. Andrew Bay right now and go straight back down into Mexico Beach. I got a report from and Mitch Coleman is so good about sending us a report at 4 Days Adventures. He said the water temperature at Mexico Beach is now 69 to 70 degrees, and the Spanish are thick. Okay, sheephead bite is still good on nearshore structure using live shrimp, and still looking for that first cobia. They have yet to catch a cobia at Mexico Beach, and it used to be really a lot of fun catching cobia down there, but they're still looking for them. All right, now while we're here, let's go to St. Joe Bay. And I just want to tell you a good way a lot of times to fish St. Joe Bay. If you can just start down here in the south end, if you can start down here in the south end of the bay and get a good southeast wind and just drift along, you can fish all along the shoreline here. And these potholes around Black's Island, trout fishing is going to get really better and better. Trout fishing is good, but if you can move on along, on past, now there'll be some boat traffic in here with the state park and all, but get on up this area here around Pompano Point, fish this backside here. Excellent fishing. It's some of the prettiest fishing you'll ever do in the Florida Panhandle. I promise you, is right through this backside of Cape San Blas. There's some good fishing there. Fish along the weed lines. Also, when you fish in bottom and all, for flounder, fish right where the weed patches hit and it's really good fishing, where weed patches hit the sand right there. And then, of course, got the tip, and again, tarpon fishermen love camping out right through here catching tarpon. Been doing that for a long time there. Okay, now, and also got freshwater runoff here too, okay? Now, speaking of freshwater, let me just throw this out. I got a freshwater report. Basically, this past week, even when it was high water, you saw that picture of Levon, lighting by Levon. Levon Bills was sent a nice picture in. They'd caught a nice mess of fish. The bass fishermen are catching bass in these ponds and all. I've showed pictures every day this week, with the exception of yesterday when I wasn't on. And thank Bill Allen for covering for me. But every day I was on, I've showed bass. Okay, let's go to Panama City. Well, Apalachicola while we're down this way. Again, Apalachicola, the sheephead bite is strong. I heard the sheephead bite is strong over here on the around the bridge. It's still strong, okay? I haven't heard a report from Carabel this week, but Apalachicola and East Point, right in here, okay? Still bridge fishing. I've talked about bridge fishing out of here before, okay? Let's quickly go to St. Andrew Bay because I want to make sure that I've had one of my viewers said, please, Coach Chester, talk about again about the correct way to fish for Spanish mackerel in a boat. I did this last Friday. I'm going to say it one more time. When you're out here in a boat, you're going to find everybody going in a circle in this area right here. Try to join in this circle at the same speed. Okay, there'll be a group of boats going in an oblong, oval along Beach Drive, and there'll be some folks who want to go along Redfish Point here. But whatever you do not cut behind people or cut in front of them, or don't cut behind them and cut the lines off. Spanish mackerel is thick. If you want to fish off Deepwater Point, just go out to State Park. That's an excellent place to go fishing from the shore. But and again, they're thick. You just heard the report at Mexico Beach. They're thick there. They're thick up here, and take advantage of it. But be careful. And everyone's out there not Boy Scouts, and there are going to be some rude people. But most folks are trying to do the same thing. All the good folks are just trying to catch some fish and have a good time. So, but the biggest thing is people going all kinds of different ways and all. So try to get in the flow. Okay. Now, the pier, the quick report of Panama City Beach Pier, Spanish pompano bluefish in that order, Spanish pompano bluefish. We're going to be taking our kids out there pretty soon to go Spanish mackerel fishing. Bluefish are pretty strong, and they're all catching some pompano fairly steady in spot. It's been sporadic is what they're saying, but they're catching them in spots and all. So keep that in mind. Also, Apalachicola wrote down pompano. They're catching pompano in Apalachicola now, Apalachicola Bay. All right, and that's going to pretty well take care of it. Let's see, I believe that's all of it now. I've run out of time. Thank y'all for watching Panhandle Outdoors this week. Do something in the outdoors. Enjoy yourself. Be a beautiful weekend, and always do something good for your fellow man. And God bless.
Thanks for joining us for Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors features hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.